Hey, how's it going, guys? Toasty Bros here, and today we're going to be showing you our Blue Hawk MIG 100 welder. Hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so we bought this welder today at Lowe's for about 160 bucks. It's Blue Hawk brand. It can do flux and MIG, so that means you can hook up gas to it, or you can do gasless with Flux Wire. So, and then I bought this helmet at Harbor Freight for, what was it, about 50 bucks. It's Chicago Electric, it's auto darkening. Let's show the settings on the inside. You can see that settings right here, which is your darkening settings. On the inside, it has your delay settings and what else? And your sensitivity. I haven't really messed with those too much. I think sensitivity is at max, and then delay is also all the way up, which is basically just, you know, how quick does it auto darken. So far though, I mean, this helmet works great. Like when you're not welding, you could wear this, you know, around the house if you wanted to, you know, take a shower in it, get out, still see everything, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, no, I mean, overall though, because, you know, a lot of welding helmets, like such as the one that it comes with, this one, I'll let you guys look through it, is extremely dark. Let's see if we can even see through it. I'm trying to put it up to some light. You see that light? That's how dark it is. Now let's show them this one. Show them what it looks like through the Chicago Electric, which I'm pretty sure this is just generic Harbor Freight brand, but works really good. Like, actually, I really like this helmet. So you can see right through this one. You can see the rafters, and then you see how it auto darkened when I pointed up with that light. Then you see how it comes back on, auto darken, and it works really good. I've been keeping it on the lowest auto darkening setting with this welder. And, you know, it doesn't hurt your eyes at all. It keeps it nice and dark, but at the same time you can still see what you're doing while you're welding. And then when you're not welding, you can still see your weld. You can see it has a bunch of instructions up here, which I'm not going to go through, but it tells you, you know, like which wire to use with what. I mean, it tells you everything, which is really nice to have. It tells you your cooldown time and all that. So it can do 3 minutes of use with 7 minutes of off, which is actually pretty decent for the a welder this small. All the other ones, like at Harbor Freight and stuff like that, which I feel bad for talking about Harbor Freight and all. First of all, because they're really cheap, but also because, buying a welder from Harbor Freight, we almost did it, but I ended up going with this one, luckily. And I'm glad I did. So here's a little example of some welds you're playing with, which, by the way, this is the first time we have ever, like, welded anything. So no practice, no anything. Didn't even look up any videos really on how to do it. You can see we're kind of doing like spot welding in a way. Let me zoom in on it. And don't get me wrong, you know, this Flux-cored, we're using 0.30 right now, which we have 0.35. I mean, this stuff is really stiff. Like, you want to go ahead and try to move this bar? So Hunter will show you. He'll try to rip it apart. Yeah, it's not happening. It looked like he even bent it a little bit, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely really strong. And I'm actually going to do this last little portion right here for you guys to see. But you can see it came with a pretty decent length cords. I think they're 6 feet. You can see we got the flux tip on there right now with the 0.30 contact point. Like I said, we have 0.30 wire going through. We got the 1 pound Lincoln Electric spool, which Lincoln Electric's actually a good brand. So we got good wire at least. I think Blue Hawk's a good brand. It's just a small welder, you know. There's not a lot of settings on it. You just got your wires, feed settings, then minimum or maximum, and on and off. So not too many settings, but definitely, like I said, I mean, I like it a lot. It works really good. You can hear all these stupid bugs in here. And it has instructions on how to change your wire. It's actually really easy and convenient to get to. It can take up to 2 pounds of wire. We got 1 pound in there right now though, like I said. So let's go ahead and give this flux a try so you guys can see what it looks like. So how it's gonna work is you're gonna want about a little bit less than this much wire out, which you're not going to have to hold it down here so you guys can see it. A little bit less than this much wire. You want to make sure you're not touching the tip to the wire. You can see this little tip right here. You don't want to touch the tip to what you're welding. You want it to be kind of like this is an example. You want the wire to constantly be, you know, what you're doing. Because you got to remember, you're not really welding the metal together. You're basically, it's like putting super glue on metal, but you know, it's metal super glue. That's your analogy for the day. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the first spot weld. So So you can see, I think I sort of got it. I kind of missed it at the same time. You can see I just did one little spot right there. So that's basically what you would want to do if you have two objects that you're just trying to hold together and you don't want them to, necessarily be sealed. You just spot weld it. So, you could do a couple more along the way. But now we're going to try to just do a straight line across, which, not too good at that, but we're going to try it and see what happens. Alright, so we already tried to do a little bit of the straight line, and you can see it didn't come out very straight. I was actually, I did what I told you guys, not to do. Make sure you don't hold the contact tip too close. You want to have a little bit of the wire out while you're doing it. So I'm going to try doing this part right here. See, I can't really do it right here because there's a pretty decent gap, and I know you can do gaps, but I'm not going to try that because, like I said, I'm a beginner, and I know gaps are a little bit harder to do. So let's go ahead and try this part again. Alright, so first I'm going to go and spot weld it just to get it held together. Alright, so you can see I got my spot weld here. This one is actually a better one. You can see I was having difficulties getting the arc to properly, spark. I was kind of messing around and kept moving my welding stick over. But all right, so let's try doing the straight line now. Alright, so you can see I got an okay straight line there. Still having trouble with this, whatever Hunter was magically doing with the trigger, where for some reason for me it keeps kind of
because
going
keep
off
touching
so
it. Keep touching that part.
You do it?
Yeah, you're causing surge power.
Alright. We got a new Toasty Bro expert here. Alright, let's try again. See, this is what happens when I don't try to touch that part. Look at that. Look at that. No, it's all good though. Yeah, sometimes if you don't actually strike it, and I was basically just feeding wire when it actually wasn't striking the spark, so it wasn't getting rid of the wire I was feeding. So to get rid of that, you can either just break it off, or you can just do this. See, now I just got rid of it. Got a little red hot there.
I'm blind.
Nice. All right. Do what?
No, back it up.
I don't know where. I swear it looks fine to me.
No, it looks good.
Okay. Anyway.
I was talking
See,
about.
Hunter's just being pro over here. Anyways.
Just talking about so you don't touch.
So you can see, we got it welded on. See, it's nice and strong. Hunter, you want to demonstrate for me?
All right.
Here's a glove. You want to, your one hand. Just put your right hand where it's probably hot. So let's zoom out so we can see this. Go ahead and, come on, try to break that baby apart. Oh.
You might actually.
Yeah, you might be able to. I mean, it's small though, you can't expect it to. But you can see he's using his bare strength.
It bends.
Yeah, it bends, of course, but it's small. Yeah, so you can see, flux welding, just a .30, worked pretty decent. Now, it doesn't necessarily look good. Let's see what actually happens if we, let's do a little, I think this is a stainless steel brush, just kind of rub it, see if we can make the weld look any better. So I really can't get in there very well. Ouchie, that was hot. Alright, so you can see I cleaned it up a little bit shinier. Yeah, overall though, you can see, like I said, we're beginners. This is our first time ever welding, no real experience, but this is definitely, I would say, one of the, best, beginner welders. And I can definitely, I can back that up from, as you can see, two beginners welded, all this stuff together. And, like we said, it'll do aluminum, mild steel, stainless steel. So that's the other thing I like about this is, a lot of these welders, it's basically, it's just like an all-in-one package. You can do gas with it, or you can do flux. You can do any of the metals you want to do. It's a really low power consumption. You can see I'm running through a little power brick and then some small extension cords, and I have a light on with a fan, and we're just on a normal house breaker right now, and we're actually not flipping the breaker. Now we did flip the reset on this power brick a couple times, but it hasn't been doing it since that happened, so we might have just been barely pushing. Yeah, maybe it's because I touched the tip, apparently. The tip of the welder, not the tip of anything else, but yeah. So anyway, definitely recommend this welder, $160. Go buy it now.